Goedemiddag allemaal, welkom in deze compleet vernieuwde perskamer. Met dank aan de Johan Cruijff Arena. Voor de mensen die geparkeerd staan in de P1, na afloop kun je een kaartje halen bij Claudia. En as from now, it makes more sense to do it in English. Because Jordan Henderson is here and our new head coach, Francesco Farioli, is here to answer most or maybe all of your questions. Who would like to start? Christian? Yeah? Yeah.
Question for the coach. Have you made up your mind as to the starting lineup for tomorrow, and what have been the most difficult decisions?
Yeah, definitely. Of course, the lineup is going to be shared with the players tomorrow morning. I take all the minutes possible to take the best decisions. Of course, this long preparation helped me quite a lot. To take steps, to know the players better, to go a bit deeper in the reflection, and after, as you know, in all the friendly matches we start with different lineup because I wanted to try also a bit the chemistry in between some players, and nothing. And tomorrow we go with the first lineup, and of course, as you say, this is complicated for all the position and all the role, and let me say mainly because. One team like Ajax, we're supposed to have minimum 2 players per position with a certain level, and the competition has been very hard in terms of desire for all the players to show their qualities. And again, tomorrow the first starters will be on the pitch. But again, this is not the final decision in any position. It's just the starting point. And of course, being focused in the match of tomorrow, there are 11 players that are going to start. 5 players that most probably will be part of the game, so that they are going to help us to finish the game with a high tempo and to get the best that we can out of the game. And in the other side, also the players that will participate not actively on the bench is as well is also this one very important for us, because at the end everything that we are going to do since we start is going to be a collective effort, and again we will need the energies and the commitment of everybody.
The squad, as far as they're there, with the exception of the Dutch internationals, are they all fit to play tomorrow?
Yeah, mainly yes. Of course, there are a couple of players that they have some, issues that we need to check and we need to evaluate today, just to arrive to the final decision for the final squad. But there are, let's say, not major things apart of Owen that is got a contusion in the last friendly match, so he's the only player that is not here today with us to train. All the others are okay.
There's some players that have status that have played in the first team of Ajax, but they've come back from the European Championships, or they've come back from injury, like Berghuis, like Kaplan, like Schutalo. Yeah. And there's other players, young guys, who have done really well in the meantime. So how difficult is the choice between rhythm and maybe intrinsic higher quality?
That's a good question, absolutely, because of course it's the most difficult part of this period when, as I said in one of our first interviews, at the end there is one preparation, players like Jordan that were with us since day one, and of course all this group, let's say, they took a rhythm and they took a pace, and after you have players coming inside with different conditions, with different level of conditions and physicality, and the most challenging part is to try to arrive as soon as possible to have the group in in like a common balance, and this is the part that probably will take a bit more time, but again we were prepared for this one. Most of the players, they are, let's say, already in the way to be completely fit, or at least able to play a certain amount of minutes. So for sure there is somebody that is going to play from the ones that came later on into the group, and nothing. And after is day by day evaluation and day by day analysis about where we are and what the team needs.
One question about the goalkeeper. If I believe certain media, it has leaked that Pasveer will be the goalkeeper. I don't know whether you would want to confirm that, but what is most important in a goalkeeper in your style of play for the game tomorrow?
Yeah, about who is going to be the number one, let me keep the opportunity to speak with the players tomorrow when I will give the lineup for all the position. So this one is clear. And again, for me, goalkeeper, center back, any other position, my demands or my requests are the same, to have players that they are brave to play, brave to cope with the demands of the game style that we want to have, that according to our identity. And after, of course, to play with personality, because one goes with the other, and this is the main request. Of course, for the other part that we need to evaluate is the physical and mental status of the player, because this is also a very important part in all the positions. So, of course, as you know, the job of the coach is never easy, because you need to count thousands different parameters to try to take the best decision, and after again, there is no one recipe that is the correct one. There is opinion, and football is made by opinion, and of course I have my own opinion that I wish is the most correct one, but again, this we will know in 24 hours.
Yeah. Is Berghuis 100% fit to start?
Yeah, he's okay. He's okay. Of course, he's one of the players that, how to say, he had like a specific program from himself, because he took a bit more time to get the first exposure. But according to our plans, all the players that will arrive with almost 200 kilometers in the legs, with more than let's say around 300 minutes of official matches, like 11 against 11. So according to the plan that we had, we are there with the majority of the players. For Steven is a bit, how to say, he's recovering the minutes that he lost in the first part, but he's fit, he's training with us all the week. So of course he's one of the players that can be part of the game of tomorrow.
Jordan, also a question for you. 4 weeks under this new coach, what have you noticed in particular? What's most remarkable?
Be careful with the answer. No pressure.
I think the word I would use to describe the coach and his staff in the first 5-6 weeks that we've been training is probably intensity, which is something I'm quite used to and enjoy. So I've really enjoyed the past 5-6 weeks training, you know, the intensity of training, the demands that the coach sets for the players. The level of training's gone up phenomenally in the last few weeks compared to the first few months I was here at the club. So yeah, I think that the first impressions have been really good, and I think I can speak on behalf of all the players in that sense. We've all worked really hard, and we've done it with a smile on our face as well, which is important to enjoy what you're doing every single day. And the new energy, the new environment that we're trying to create has been something that the coach and his staff have created from minute one. And for us as players now, it's down to us to go and try and implement that on the pitch when it matters.
Thank you.
Gaan we door naar de NOS, denk ik, als die willen. Wil je? Je hebt genoeg? Nou, dan gaan we. Een momentje alsjeblieft, dan krijg je de microfoon. Ja, ga je gang.
For the trainer. Who will be the captain this season?
He answered well, so he will give the ball, yes.
And who do you see as the key players for this season?
At the end, as I said before, the key players is the team. Like, there is no one player that can stand above the Ajax jersey. At the end, as Jordan said before, what we are going to face this season is something that we need to build, and we need to achieve in every training session. So the importance of having one group that is made by competitors, by players that they really want to sweat the t-shirt, and this is the part that honestly will make the difference. After, it's clear that there are players that are that I consider, as is normal to be, like the leaders of the group, like the reference, the players with a bit more experience, the players that in the moment of difficulties, but in general, that are the players that I have the most direct conversation, because we can catch also some extra argument. And of course, this is a group of 5-6 players that are as I say, the leaders of the changing room. And after, again, as Jordan said before, and I cannot be more agree than this one, at the end, everything is going to be about the energies and the commitment of all of us through the season and through the challenges that we have had.
Thank you. Ja, gaan we één rij naar achteren. Johan?
Hello, Mr. Farioli. Can you describe the main differences between your goalkeepers Dian Ramay and Remco Pasveer?
This is not a topic I think that is interesting to discuss today. As I said, we are here to speak about the Vojvodina game and not to make an analysis of the goalkeepers, about which strength, which weaknesses. So please, if we can keep the focus about the game of tomorrow, it will be the best idea.
But
Thank
it's
you.
a normal question, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is my normal answer. The
Okay.
focus is Vojvodina. Thank you.
Can you explain, Jorohato played a lot of matches last season in the center.
Yeah.
You took him to the left.
Yeah.
Can you explain why he fits there more, in your opinion, than in the center?
I think Jorel is a player that can help the team in several positions because he's a very flexible player. He has the capacity to play a bit more inside, a bit wider. Of course, for the type of football that we play, the fullback, especially one of the two, is a bit more like in control of the game, so like type of center back. And I think Jorel has exactly this capability after he has amazing skills on the ball, and he can give us, in my opinion, a big contribution in the build-up, but as well also in the attacking phase. And of course, one of the reasons why I see him more into the flank is about how to say, the capacity and to have like one player that has also a defensive attitude that can help the team, because of course one of the situation that before to come here I felt like a clear necessity, it was a capacity to have defensive attitude and desire not to concede goals. So to have one player that as a main background is a center back, I think will be useful for the balance of the team. And yes, this is the how to say, the reflection and the reason why Jorel in this moment is playing as a left back. And after again, I think he is going to help us also in some other position, in some games where we will play with a back three. Of course, he's going to be like the left center back, and of course in a back four he could be in that position. Thank you.
Question for Jordan. Jordan, you were full of praise of the new coach. Does it help you to make up your mind whether you will stay or not?
I don't. As far as I'm concerned, I haven't got to make my mind up about anything. You know, I know there was a lot of reports last season, at the end of the season, which wasn't true. But at the same time, you know, it's not all down to me. I'm happy here at the club. I wanted to come here and try and help the club. I've been happy since the manager's come in, and the last few weeks I've really enjoyed. But at the same time, you know, it's not solely about me and down to me. The most important thing is the club and what they want and need. But as far as I'm concerned, you know, I've just been focusing on doing my job here for the team, trying to give everything, and I've worked really hard over the past 5-6 weeks. As far as the other lads have as well. We've all been working hard together, and my full focus has been on trying to help this team become better.
Are you saying that if it's up to you, you will stay here next season?
Yeah, I think that's always been my focus since I arrived at the club, was to come and try and help. You know, obviously the first few months was difficult, and I was only here for a few months. I think the full year last year was difficult, but I think in them situations you can still, you know, go through that pain. And one of the first things the coach said when he arrived here was, you don't forget. You know, you have the scars like on your wrist. It's not to hide them and forget them. You need to remember how difficult that was, how you got through that, and then use that for this season to add more fire and desire to go and make sure that you improve and you get better as a team. And my full focus has been that. You know, since I've been at the club, I've given everything, and I'll continue to do that unless I'm told otherwise. But as far as I'm concerned, I just want to continue trying to help the team as much as possible.
Have you been told otherwise? Did you talk to the directors, and what did they tell you about you?
No, I haven't had any conversations. Like I said, there was a lot of reports last season about, you know, whether I was leaving or the club wanted us to leave. But for me, I haven't heard anything, to be honest. So again, full focus on this season and certainly for the game tomorrow.
Thank you and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Gaan we eentje daarnaast van Lente en dan gaan we hier verder deze kant. Lente.
Mr. Farioli, can you tell us something about the status of Bertrand Traoré?
Yeah, Bertrand is still, let's say, under the paperwork, so still is not with us. Tomorrow he will not be part of the squad. We wish to have him since from the beginning of the next week, and again in the moment that he will start to train with the team, to understand a bit more about again his conditions and the adaptation with the squad, etc., etc. So looking forward for the next week about him, but especially looking forward for tomorrow evening.
Can you tell us the biggest threat of Vojvodina?
Yeah, it's a team that we watched several games from last season, from this season. We try to collect also some feedback from like clubs that play against them, because it's always really interesting to listen also different opinions. It's a team that really wants to play. They have a couple of interesting rotation, and we need to be really good in find the proper timing to absorb this type of movements. And after is one team that again they alternate a moment of high pressure, moment of waiting some meters lower, and is a team also from the last game that they enter a couple of times with the ball into the goal, because they have quality. They have two, three players that for me are really skillful also individually, and as I say, it is a very well organized team. And you know, in modern football, honestly, there are in all the countries where you go, there are, you know, clubs that they have very clear what they want to do. I'm used to work in Turkey, that is also quite similar country as Serbia is. So for sure, the passion for the game and, you know, the competitiveness will be really high, and we need to be there with a lot of humbleness, with a lot of attention into the small details, and after, of course, to do our game with our ideas, with our game plan, but especially with a lot of energy and desire to make the 50,000 people that tomorrow will be part of the game happy to see what they are going to see on the pitch.
Vojvodina seems to be specialized also in set plays.
Yeah.
You told us last week that you put like 80% of your work on training in the attacking part.
Yeah.
How many percent of the work goes into the set pieces?
No, the set pieces is a topic that we are going to work every week, at least one session, let's say part of a session offensively and part of the session of one session defensively, because at the end these are key moments where the game could be decided, and we need to, you know, when the ball goes out is the moment where usually people start to, to breathe and to relax, and for us needs to be a moment where we wake up and we prepare ourselves in the best way possible, because again they have quality, they have organization, they have quality in the kickers, organization as a structure, and also they have 4 or 5 big headers above 190, let's say 3 players above 190 and 2 very close to. So by size it will be a big challenge to cope with them, but through the organization and through the work and through the desire to put the body into the duels, we need to compete with them also in this part.
Jordan, can you tell us something about your fitness, maybe also compared to last season, when obviously you had a different pre-season than now?
Yeah, to be honest, I was pretty fit last pre-season as well. I had a good, but yeah, I've been in from day one. I've done all the sessions. Felt really good, to be honest. Some hard ones at times, but yeah, good. Enjoyed it, and feeling good as well as all the other lads are as well. You know, like I said before, worked really hard over the past 5-6 weeks, because I think fitness levels need to be high. If you want to perform at the highest level, you need to be a fit team. And so we've been working a lot on our endurance and our running, but with a smile on our face as well, which is important. And yeah, fitness-wise, I feel pretty good.
Can you tell us a little bit about your specific role as the maybe the only number 6 as opposed to last season when you played a lot of matches with a double pivot.
Yeah, that's been something that's a little bit different in terms of the role that the manager wants and the way of playing with and without the ball, but something that I've really enjoyed trying to learn really over the past few weeks and try and really specialise that position from what the coach and his staff want. Obviously that takes a little bit of time, you know, with games and pre-season, with training sessions, but you know, hopefully I can pick that up really quickly in terms of what they want. But yeah, I've really enjoyed trying to learn something a little bit different, a little bit new. And yeah, I'm still learning even at my age now, which is good.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Over. Zo bij jou, Lindy.
Welcome here. When you came here, was it difficult to start with your philosophy of training and playing, knowing that Ajax is a club of a big tradition, Johan Cruyff, 4-3-3 attacking style? Maybe we have been here, too romantic about the past, and did you have to tell the players that everything starts with fitness and also willingness to fight for every ball?
Everything goes together, in my opinion. Doesn't mean that one team that wants to have the ball and wants to play attacking football needs to be a soft team. This is, for me, are two things that we can be also really, really aggressive with the ball, in the fact that the way that you make it a pass, in the way that you prepare yourself for the action that you are going to receive or for the next one that you are going to do. So the aggressiveness is a state of mind, the competitiveness as well is a state of mind, and this is something that, of course, we need to somehow underline in certain moment and to be really aware of, and of course this is part, as I said before, of our challenges as a coach, as a technical staff, to keep in one side the desire to be very to play a certain way of football, but in my mind everything goes together. I know that sometimes when you train 80% of the time about the way that you want to attack, looks like that you are forgetting other things. No, it's not like this. In the way that we attack, there is also our way of defending, because if we have structure and we attack with a certain, order and clarity after to defend, it's easier because the references are there and everything, as a natural, a much more organic flow. And this is what we are looking for. Of course, we are still far away from the ideal picture, but as I said already many times in all the interviews, the part that honestly make me really proud that what we have done so far, I have the feeling that we didn't lose one moment and one opportunity to work, and this one mainly thanks to the players, because really their desire to to learn, to understand, to go into details was there. As Jordan said before, on the pitch for the session, some days a bit lighter, mainly a bit heavier in the legs, but especially heavy in the head, and the amount of meetings. So, and to find players that every day they come with a desire to accept this amount of information, this amount of feedback, is really complicated. And honestly, they make our life very, very easy. As I said before, unfortunately, this is not enough to go through and to qualify to Europe and to go for, let's say, our goals. But for sure, this is something that we really need to have. And from this one, honestly, the players tick all the boxes that were required.
Jordan, you described the difference in one word: intensity. When you came last season, I was having a very difficult period, and coach then John van Schip said, during the season, we cannot play 3 matches in a week. How painful was that for a player who did play 3 matches a week during his whole career almost? Was it difficult to accept, or did you see the difference now in fitness?
Yeah, I don't want to speak, to be honest, about last season or sit here and criticise other people, because I was only at the club for a few months and I don't know exactly probably what went on at the start of the season. I don't even know if the players had a good pre-season last year, or I'm not sure how fit they were. So I can't really comment. I wouldn't want to comment on that, to be honest. But we all know it was, especially when I come in last season, it was a difficult situation for the club, for everyone as a team, for the coach, for his staff as well. It was difficult, and in the end, we managed to get in the position where we could fight for European football still, which is what we're here to do tomorrow. But so far, since I've had a pre-season here with the new coach and his staff, yeah, it's been a very good pre-season, a very good start, and hopefully we can start with a positive result again tomorrow as well.
So do you feel the new energy in every training session in the group also with the players? Do you sense that, that you feel the players are acting differently, that there's a smile on the face, like you said?
Massively, yeah. Yeah, again, I don't think there's any hiding that. I think if you watch the training sessions, I don't know whether you get to go and watch them, but if you do, you'll see straight away the difference in the intensity of training and demand from training, and obviously in the energy from the team, which is something that we need to keep doing. It's no good just doing it now for pre-season because we have a new coach and a new staff. That's something that you need to create an environment where that happens every day for a long period of time. And that's what we're here to try and do, is to try and be successful as we can with Ajax, one step at a time. And the first job is tomorrow with a positive performance and positive result.
Okay, last question for Francesco. How difficult is it for a coach when you have to start so early in the season? You have to make them fit, you want a high intensity. But how do you build up in kind of periodization? So, because you also need points, in November and December. Many times you see the teams then have a little letdown, because they had to start already so early. How difficult is that?
Again, is the reality that, as Jordan said, the target is to arrive as soon as possible to a certain condition, and from there to establish standards. This is at the end the reality, and what we are really looking forward. As I said, in terms of periodization and planning, our idea was quite clear, to try to arrive and to give to all the players, the target was 300 minutes, official 11 against 11 exposure, and again, 90% of the player, they got it. Some of them, of course, due to like a small issue or a contact, maybe lost some minutes. We try to recover as well these minutes with some games with young Ajax to increase and to speed up the level. And after is the daily work. So to try to have like a week that expose the player to certain level of intensity and demands in terms of let's say tactical awareness, but of course also from the physical point of view. And nothing, as I say, the players responded fantastically in all the demands, and especially what I love is how they cope with the fatigue and the answer that they gave to the moment of sufferance.
Lindy?
Thank you.
Hi, Francesco.
Hello.
As a player, it's always special to make his debut. What is it like as a coach?
Yeah, it's the same. Of course, at the end, tomorrow is my first European football match. But it's clear that this is not this is not enough, because tomorrow we are competing to get the ticket for the real European stage. Now we are again in the qualification, so we know that we are going to, if the first target is tomorrow and the next game, because of course, as I said before, we are going to face one team that is absolutely motivated to go through, and of course from our side we have the full desire to face all the stages and to qualify for Europa League.
The stadium is sold out tomorrow. Are you excited to see the fans?
Yeah, that's great. And let me add something, because this morning my father was here and he wanted to have some Ajax t-shirt to bring home, and it was really exciting this morning when I went to the shop to see a lot of kids and a lot of people going through the jersey, try to look for like the right size, and tomorrow to participate to the game wearing the Ajax t-shirt. And honestly, this is something that if you ask me about one motivation or one external motivation, I think the desire, to start to see a bit more T-shirt around the city, it's something that is needs to be in our mind, but especially in our soul. The desire to see more Ajax T-shirt around the city, especially in the 2-3 days before the match. As I said before, to be, for me, the head coach of Ajax and to be an Ajax player needs to be a privilege and one honor, and to see more T-shirts around, honestly, I think it's a responsibility that could really help us.
What kind of atmosphere do you expect or maybe hope for?
But as I said, for sure there is a lot of expectation, a lot of desire. After it's up to us to keep the motivation up, and that's why what we are saying since day one, the first priority for us is to be a team of competitors, a team of players that run all over the pitch. With passion, with desire, and to bring the stadium with us. Because here, I was here last season to watch one game, and when the stadium is on, the feeling to play with one, or let me say, even two players more, is there. And this is what we need to, to really look for. To look for the spike. Spike is the correct word, like spark, the right spark to switch on the stadium and to run together through our goals.
Thank you. Good luck tomorrow.
We hebben nog 2 en dan gaan we stoppen, Joey. En dan jij en dan gaan we.
A question for Francesco over
Yes.
here. It's your first official press conference. How is your experience so far with the Dutch press?
No, you are very good. I wish we will keep it this atmosphere because we speak a lot about football. Sometimes my answers are a bit longer, but again. So in few minutes we have the meeting. So please to avoid the fine for both of us because it's going to be an expensive one. So yeah.
One more question about you had an interesting conversation with Bergwijn and Robbie. You said on Ajax television. What are your plans with them? And is it for you an option that one of them will leave the club?
For me, I was in conversation with them last week. It was both conversations were very positive. I saw all of them. I don't know. I felt them really motivated to be back. We spoke also in these days where they were in their holidays, and again, 29 they will be back. And as I said, for Traoré and for all the players that are going to join the squad, first to evaluate where they are, to try to plan the best steps possible to get fit and to be ready to help us in the long run.
Last but not least, how many times have you slept already on the toekomst?
No, I was for many days here in the hotel, quite close, so I just slept over there. Thank you.
Ik doe nog 2 kort, want ik voel de druk van die boete op mijn schouders. Dus,
Hi, Mr. Farioli. Does it feel like the moment of truth for you tomorrow?
No, it's not the moment of the truth. Tomorrow is the moment of, and again, the game is not for me. The game is for Ajax. It's for the club, and we are in the service of Ajax. So I am one of the pieces of the big map. But the priority is Ajax and the best for the club, and the desire again to do the best that is in our hand, and to compete for our goals.
Okay, it's the start of your journey at the Johan Cruyff Arena. Could you please explain once again what's his influence on your career, Johan Cruyff's influence?
I say this one in my first press conference. The football that I love somehow started here, and of course, again, I don't need to mention all the people that got influenced by Johan Cruyff, and again, so the love for the game, the love for the small details, and yeah.
Mr. Farioli, the pitch has been in only a few days. Have you been on a pitch yet?
Yeah, I was here every day, so to check the steps. So I was here when no grass was there, the day that they put the first part of the grass. I was here yesterday, and let me really say a big thank you to the people that are still working on the pitch, because 3 days ago the situation was... It was difficult to imagine in 2 days to play one European match. It's normal that the pitch is not going to be in the best conditions, but really the work of all the people in charge to make the pitch in the best condition possible has been there, and really let me congratulate with all of them.
Does it mean that you expect players to slip, or the grass not?
Again, this is an external factor. It's not in our control. What is in our control is to choose the proper boots to go on the pitch. And again,
which are these? Are the long ones?
Let's see. No, again, it's really this is what we need to try to do today and to check today. Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, because at the end is really is a particular condition. I mean, not many. Let me say, it's very rare to see one football match played on a pitch that was there like one day before. So. It's a challenge for all of us, and this is one of the details where we need to put the attention and the focus. And today, to have the session here will help us to choose the best shoes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Dankjewel.
Thank you so much.
Eerste kwartier open voor jullie. En bedankt voor jullie aanwezigheid.
Thank you so much.